So it's been a bit of a weird day for me today. It's been one of those days where I sat down to work about 5 hours ago and I've done almost nothing since. But I have been playing Transport Fever. I've had the game running for 5 hours. I've just been pausing it every half hour to do this or do that. I even watched Black Widow in the middle of playing some Transport Fever without recording it, which I can report several months after the movie first hit Disney+. It's alright. I don't think I would watch it again, but I don't think it's as bad as people said it was, and I think that's just okay. I had fun with it, had a nice cup of tea, and it was good. Anyway, what I'm wanting to do today is just sort of continue running things. I don't really have as much of a specific goal today as I've had in past episodes, although I do have some things in mind I'd like to touch on. But first, I suppose it's only fair that I show you some of the changes that I've made. Now, I finally went around, now this is a change by the way, but we'll get to that in a second. I finally went around and upgraded a lot of the train lines. Not all of them, they're not all high speed, and actually quite a few of them don't even have the catenaries or whatever they're called, the electrification. They don't have that because there is an upgrade button, right? I can use this, and that will let me upgrade tracks to high-speed tracks, but that doesn't actually provide electrification. It would have made sense to do this, have catenaries on, and use that button instead. But I didn't do that because I'm a bit of an idiot, so a lot of the lines don't have electrification, and honestly, that's kind of okay. I'm probably not gonna be inclined to use electric trains. I say that, if we get a really fast one, I might be inclined to use electric trains, but we'll find out. It's not a big deal for now. It's 1959. I don't think we need to worry about it for another little while. Now, something else I did was obviously the big old set of tracks you can see over in Thatcham, and that is because I'm continuing this crusade of turning Thatcham into a bit of a hub for transport. So I just went ahead and connected all of these tracks to other sections of track that eventually feed down and connect to this section of track, which honestly, to be completely fair, I haven't even done signals yet. So I kind of did this and then watched Black Widow and forgot that I did this. So that's something we're going to have to touch on. We're going to have to put some signals in there to make that look a little bit better. But another thing that I did was actually went ahead and finally connected Thatcham over to Whitby and continued that connection down to Tenterden. And I've also used these little trains. Now, these guys are all individual little wagons that I've set up, but I thought they looked kind of cool, and I figured, you know, 1959 is probably not a bad time to start moving towards sort of this style of train carriage, the kind of all-in-one without the locomotive at the front. The carriage is the locomotive. I just thought it looked cool, and I went for this blue color because it reminds me of the types of trains that I would get when I was growing up in Northern Ireland. You know, they were kind of like this. I mean, they weren't this old. You know, I was born in '93, so they weren't this old, but they were pretty old. They were pretty old, so I like this. That's why I like blue for trains. I've talked about it before. Northern Ireland trains and buses and all that are blue. They're all blue except Belfast, which is pink. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on there, and it's wound up being popular enough. It's not like horrifically popular, but just the 3 trains going back and forth. I think each one can carry 75 people, and that's fine by me. Yeah, 75 people, and it also looks kind of cool going through Whitby with the you know, the big old station, the extra bits of track and all that kind of stuff. I just like it. I really like how Whitby has turned out with this station right in the middle of it. And that actually reminds me, I've made a few other changes. I just got a little, like I said, it was one of those days where I just kind of messed around with the game a little bit. I just decided to go and change a bunch of roads. So this is now a 4-lane road going right through Whitby. We've got sort of this road neatened up a little bit at this intersection. We've got, let's see, we've got some roads kind of going in and out of Thatcham that are a little bit neater than they used to be. I think there's even there's a one-way system in Thatcham now as well. This main road through here is one way. So to go straight through Thatcham, You actually need to go down here and the entire way across, essentially, which I don't really think it makes too much of a difference, but it's a thing that they now have to do. I think the biggest change to roads is actually up in Crediton, though. And I don't know why I did this, but I just expanded the road system and made it look a bit more interesting. And I also turned this road into just an entire bridge, which I think looks kind of cool. So that's a whole thing going on as well. I don't even know if Crediton has... I mean, it's doing okay. It's growing a little bit. It could be doing better, but it's doing okay, right? Crediton has grown over the years as well, so we have that going for Crediton, I guess. Now, that is about everything that I've done. One thing that I wanted to do and that I didn't do was upgrade some of the planes, because during my messing around with the game, we actually went ahead and unlocked a new plane. We got the Canadair CL-44. It's a cargo plane, which it's pretty good. It has a capacity of 27 versus the 18 of the Lockheed Super Constellation. So, not bad. Definitely not bad. And I'm thinking that it's probably not a bad idea to go ahead and start using that thing. So let's head down this way and just see what kind of chaos I can get up to by replacing all of these guys with a brand new plane. So you guys are going to be the Canadair CL-44, 76 million to do this, but we are still making money, so it's not a huge deal. It's also a bit more of a modern looking plane. Like this feels like the big, oh my God. I forgot that some planes do that. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot that that is actually a thing that planes do. That would terrify me. That would like that. I don't know of any passenger planes that have like the tail thing that does that. I don't know why a passenger plane would need a tail that opens like that. But I would be terrified in a plane like that. I really would. I also really like the way the engines are mounted in this, with like this bit kind of going over the top. Anyway, that would terrify me. Like you're mid-flight and suddenly the tail just goes, whee, I'm going over here. It'd be awful. It would be, it'd be genuinely awful. Anyway, we'll see how they get on. We'll see how that goes. I imagine we're pretty close to unlocking another passenger plane at some point. So that's going to be kind of cool. It's also kind of interesting that this is sitting with a pretty good excess of steel. Now, let me just pin all of these and we'll take a little bit of a look and see what's going on. So cold steel is a rate of 562, frequency of 17. Iron is 348 with a frequency of 27. And you are 198 with a frequency of 48. Okay. How has this happened? How has that come about? We don't actually have enough coal. That's... Wait, what? How do you not have enough coal? How has this happened? How have I managed to do this? Ooh. Ooh. I was right. We do have a new plane on the way. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that in a minute. Yeah, I have actually got no idea how this has happened. So coal, I guess... Yeah, I've really got no idea. That's weird, because the frequency is... It's more frequent on coal, so this should be higher, question mark? I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess it's fine. I just feel like this guy needs to have more vehicles, the steel to goods production. So, I mean, the production on the steel mill is 278 right now. So the rate on this guy should probably be 278 as well, if I'm doing the math right. So if we grab you, and, you know, I say duplicate 2 vehicles, that brings us to 247. I think that's okay. We'll go with 247. We'll see how that works out. We'll start moving a bit more steel. And hopefully, I mean, production here is pretty good. We have a good amount of goods sitting around. We have some goods sitting over here as well. So hopefully that does have a knock-on effect. And hopefully that does mean that we start seeing a really nice amount of steel get moved into the machines factory, because as I've said before, my thinking is that if this guy isn't producing as much steel for the goods production, then that steel should get loaded in here, which it looks like it is. So hopefully that works out. Hopefully that ends up being the case, and that ends up being how this works. You guys are the newer vehicles though, right? Now there's 20 of you. And yeah, you are definitely the newer vehicles, so that's fine. Okay, we'll let them do their thing. I'm going to go have a look at passenger planes now, because we just got some new ones. I'm kind of excited about it. So let's have a look. We have a couple here. So let's start in Thatcham. Let's start in Thatcham instead of anywhere else, because we have, you know, 3 good lines right here. So Thatcham, we'll pin you, and we're going to look at these vehicles and see what we got. So replacing you with passenger, we have the de Havilland Comet 4B, which I think is our first jet-powered plane as well. Ooh, okay. I mean, it's also 450 miles per hour, 17 million for the 3 planes. Let's get that done, and let's have a little bit of a look. Look at that. That is a look. I have said this before as well. I said it way early on. I absolutely adore the look of the engines kind of being part of the wing rather than underneath it. Now, I'm sure there's a fantastic reason that that's not really done anymore. And I'm pretty sure I've watched a video about it somewhere on YouTube that's like, yeah, it makes sense to put the engines underneath the wing because it means that now if you need to upgrade the engines or replace the engine, you don't have to take the entire plane apart and redesign the thing. It means that you can actually manage to upgrade the engine without, you know, basically it means that planes can be upgraded. I think that's the reasoning, but this just looks so good. It also has like the chrome wings and the chrome underneath. Like, it's the perfect combination of what I love about old planes and new planes. It's a really nice looking plane. I don't care what anybody says. I think it's beautiful. It's also got that, oh, the first jet engines that we're using. Not bad. Not bad at all. Those things are going to be a lot faster too. So let's go up this way and get exactly the same thing done. So let's manage you guys and replace you with the de Havilland Comet. Let me manage this line as well and replace you with the de Havilland Comet. And I think they've all been replaced now. So we'll head over to Rochester and we'll do exactly the same thing just over there. I think this is, yeah, Rochester's right there. Okay, so we got a problem. Some trains I haven't, okay, we'll deal with the trains in just a second, because we need to replace all of you guys, and I need to make sure that all of these lines have actually been replaced. So you have not, so we'll manage your vehicles and replace with the Comet. You have, and you have as well. I think that's about all of them. We'll deal with the rest if there aren't, but let's see what's going on here. So you are waiting for a free path. What exactly? Ooh. Okay. So what exactly happened here? So what are you trying to do? Let me, Okay, yeah, I know we've got a problem. What exactly are you trying to do? So you're trying to go in there. And then what are you trying to do? So you are... Oh, I see. Right, yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. How have I only... How have I only just managed to have this problem? Okay, well, that's easy to fix. That's just going to be a case of putting in a little section of track right about there. And that should solve that problem. So this train should now be able to get out of there, cross back over, and do its thing. Which is kind of fantastic. So this guy can... What are you bringing up here? Goods. So you get nothing on board, but that's what you would be doing. But yeah, that's fine. And this guy should be coming in to stop as well. Oh, I love it. There's so many trains, man. There's so many trains. It's so cool looking. This is what I want. This is kind of like what we have going on in Rochester. I want as many trains as I can manage just coming through here. Now, I realize this guy might be stopped there. Wait, why are you stopped there? So what are you doing right now? You're trying to go straight through. You don't stop on this run, though. So you are... going up here for some reason. You're not... Okay. I'm not sure why this guy is stopped back here. Oh, it's probably this train, right? This train's gonna get passed first. I guess we need to do the signals then. I guess that's fair enough. So let's make sure auto signaling is on, which it is. Let's do there. And that's going to not give me an automatic signal, which is lovely. That's perfect. So we have a signal there, and we can do a signal there. And that gives us some automatic signals, which is perfect. So here we're going to do the same thing. And here we're going to do the same thing. And that also didn't give me automatic signals. Oh, no, I think it did actually. Okay. Not exactly spacing them out very well, but it's definitely giving me some automatic signals, so that's fine. Those guys gave me the signals too. So that's all right. And then what we do is we go here, we go here, and we go here. So that should be decent spacing. That train should now be able to move through, which it absolutely is. Okay, that's fine. So it's going through. We'll see how this all ends up going, because I do think, I mean, there's so many crossover points in all of this track. It's going to be a little chaotic. So I think like a signal right there is probably not a bad idea. We'll try going for there. We'll try going for there, and we'll try going for there as well. I don't know that that's a good idea, having all those signals, because it might end up blocking more things than I necessarily want it to block. But I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm willing to see what happens. I'm also thinking a signal right there, and we have one right there, and I think a signal right about here. And again, we'll see how that ends up going. It's going to be cool. Like I said, it's going to be cool having a lot of trains coming in here, because that is sort of the end goal, is to connect Thatcham to a lot of different places. And I'm actually thinking that we could probably get started with that today if we wanted to maybe go and connect it over to, say, Hinckley. We absolutely could do that. It would probably make sense to connect, you know, Hinckley to Stow in the Wold, but I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to connect it to Thatcham. We could do Queensborough, Staunton, and Rothbury as well if we wanted to, which I don't know if I want to, but we're gonna find out. Let's start in Staunton though, and let me just start by getting rid of a bunch of buildings essentially, because we're gonna go in with a, let's see, a passenger terminus station, 2 platforms, nice and long, high-speed track, and we'll just get it right into that corner, because at this point, you know, as I've said many a time, we have so much money that I'm trying to build here. Don't you put a road right there. We have so much money that at this point I don't really need to care about getting rid of buildings. And honestly, I think having the station right in the middle of the place just looks better anyway. So we'll go for right there. Then we're gonna need a passenger station we can go straight through, which is gonna go into Queensborough. And I think for this one, oh man, it'd be cool right in the water. It would be cool in the water, but I think this little road is going to go completely. And honestly, that one is too. This is getting rid of a lot of houses, but let's be honest. It's you know, they'll appreciate a new train station eventually, even if they don't appreciate it right now. So that's going to come straight out and link to there, and then you are going to go. Now this doesn't get used, so we'll go ahead and disconnect that road for now. And we'll actually do this as well. And the station for this guy can go right at the end of that section of road. So right about there. Getting rid of a lot of buildings, but assuming I eventually upgrade the town, that's going to be okay. All right, that's a very big assumption to make, because I might never upgrade the town. Also, we have roundabouts and T intersections and clover leaves. Oh my god. Okay. Suddenly I want, oh man. Suddenly I want to place all of these. Let me push this back a bit. And let me do a little section of street right here. Let me do like a roundabout, I guess here, right? I don't know how these connect to each other. Apparently just like that, which is, that's fine. So that kind of works. We'll go straight off the other side of the roundabout, and we're going to connect you to there using a medium country road is probably for the best on that one. And probably not a bad idea there either. Then off of about here, we'll go like this, because that's going to let us bring the train tracks over. We'll take this guy back a little bit. And we'll actually upgrade that road as well. And then just bring it over in kind of a nice straight line. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to connect these together. I think maybe this, sort of a nice turn there, and then maybe something like that. It's not the nicest, is it? What if I push that back and do this instead? Yeah, I'll take that. That's fine. So roundabout, train station. It's going to come over, and I guess sort of down here past the fishing place, and then it'll connect up here and go into Thatcham. So that's fine. That's absolutely going to work out. But one thing I do want to do is actually sort of take advantage of the fact that all of these places over here want tools. So I might actually set up a little production over here, because we have what is this, a forest right there. We have tools production from planks. So I mean, if this guy ends up producing a bunch, we can easily provide tools to at least the 3 towns that we're connecting train tracks to. I don't know if I would do it by train necessarily, but you know, we'll see. But for now, let's just go ahead and get the tracks in here. So nice and parallel, please. And just in a nice straight line out of there. And we'll, you know, stick with the straight line going over the road at the very least. And the same on this side as well. And then I kind of wonder if I can be so cheeky as to do this. I absolutely can. Now that's not bad at all. That's going to be high speed the entire way down there, which is absolutely what we're wanting. So let's do exactly the same thing with this one, and let's just get this whole thing built nice and quick. And there we go. It's all set up. We have a nice big bridge that covers over the water, and we do unfortunately have a bit of an ugly turn right here that I'm not thrilled with, but it's gonna do the job, and that's kind of what I need it to do. Now, I'm thinking in terms of trains, we're probably going to go with something similar to the new line that I put in Thatcham between episodes. So it's going to be one of those little sort of multi-unit train-looking things, which is fine by me. And I'm also thinking it's probably not a terrible idea to get a new train depot just up this way. So I'm going to put it right at the end of that road so it looks, you know, like that road leads straight to it. And then in terms of tracks, we'll just bring this guy straight out for a bit and then just gradually kind of curve it over. It doesn't need to connect urgently or anything like that. That looks fine to me. And then it can just go and continue along a little bit, go past those signals, connect to there. And we'll do that as well so that if a train ever needs to go back to the depot, which I don't know if they do. I think, was it Transport Fever 1 that they did occasionally have to do that? I really don't remember. It doesn't really matter, but, you know, that's a thing that they can do if they need to. Now, let's get this guy set up. So it's going to go to Queensborough. It is going to go to Hinckley. It is going to come all the way down to Thatcham. And it needs to go to a very specific platform in Thatcham here. I think it's platform number 4, yeah. So into platform number 4. And I think it might be on the wrong sections of track back there. So let's put you on number 2. And number 2 there as well. And now it's doing what I want it to do. It's on the right side of things. So it comes in. It is still on the right side of things. And it is going to go back here. So it is stopping the way I want it to, which is lovely. It's going to come back through Queensborough. Going to about there. And it's just going to go back to Staunton, where... Is that... That is not where that's supposed to be. That's supposed to be platform number 2, right? Yeah. So something like that. Okay. That's fine. I don't really know what to call this, though. I guess we call it the... I mean, if Thatcham's the center, I guess that's the west, so the west central line. I guess west central is fine. So passenger train, west central line time. Line. I don't know. I don't know if that seems a bit weird, but it's what we're gonna go for. Then in terms of color, I mean, I don't know. We're doing a lot of blue in Thatcham. Let's go for, yeah, let's just go for blue again. We'll go for the same as the other trains in that line, and we'll just go ahead and buy them. So let's head out this way. Let me take a little bit of a look, and it's these guys. It's the rail bus that we're using. We do have this, right? We do have this guy, but it's electric, and then we don't have any multi-unit steam stuff, so we'll go for a rail bus. We'll get it in that color. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we want to go 90? I don't think we're going to need, I don't even think we're going to need 60 per train. So let's just buy 3 of them and we'll set them out on the line and everything should be fine. So that is West Central. And I guess the other one, because I've got it set up right now as Thatcham, Whitby, and Tenderness. I guess that's like South Central is what that should be. So let's go ahead and rename that one as well. So you are going to be renamed to the, let's see here, South Central line. And I guess that works out. That line's actually, hold on a minute. That line is actually like relatively popular, which is kind of cool to see. That's not bad. That is not a bad thing at all. Also, oh my God, the game is really loud with all of these planes going over. That is kind of nuts. Also, what are you? Hold on, there's a plane there that we haven't upgraded. What are you from? That's, oh no, that is upgraded. That's one of the coffee ones. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's take a little bit of a look then, see if these trains are heading out. They absolutely are. I think they look cool, man. I think these things look really cool. I'm also thinking I can probably get away with putting some signals on this just to let the trains kind of like, I don't know, get out of there a little bit easier. So if we do that, the next one should start heading out. There it goes. And I think it looks good. I really do. I also don't know what the top speed in those guys happens to be. It might be a really bad idea. 56 miles per hour. Yeah, so they're not they're not as fast as just about anything else that I have, but they look the part. And that's kind of what I'm betting on, is that, you know, they're not as fast, they're maybe not as efficient, but they look cool, and that's important to me. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're basing this entire new line on, is the fact that the trains kind of look cool, and that's more important to me than it maybe should be. Now, let me take a little cheeky look at the airport for a second. I can't add another runway. I feel like I can eventually add another runway, but I certainly can't do it right now in 1960, so that's fine. That's, I think we're doing okay. Some of the planes are circling around like it's city skylines, but it's probably all right. I'll tell you what we should do, though. We should start bringing tools into at least Hinckley. I feel like that's something we should be doing, right? We have a forest right here. We have tools right there. I feel like we should be doing that. So let's just get this set up. Let's just go for a really, really basic setup on this. So truck station, wait, tram tracks. Huh. All right, truck station. We'll just go for a single platform, I guess. That is about all we're gonna need. And we'll just go ahead and put it like, I don't know, right about there is probably fine. Or I could put it there and extend it massively. That's probably not a terrible idea either. So let's do that and configure this guy. You know, take out the road, go ahead and put some platforms this way, and we'll put some platforms that way. So if it fills up with logs, you know, we're not going to lose as many as we otherwise would. And then street access, just plain and simple right there. And that looks all right. Then in terms of dropping things off, I think what we do is we'll actually put a station up here. We're going to go with 1 on the right, 3 on the left, because we'll actually just have the same trucks deliver Actually, hold on a minute. You know what I've done? I've got really invested in this idea without remembering that we do, in fact, need to turn the logs into planks before we can do any of this. So, actually, we're probably going to want a bridge because we can do that down here, which is really good news because that would have been really awkward if I'd got really invested in this idea and then it turns out there's absolutely no way to do it. So this can go away. We'll build it down here and we'll build a bridge across so that we can still do this whole thing. And just like that, the road adjustments have been made. The stations are in. The only thing we need at this point is to go ahead and add a truck unload stop, which I'm thinking is probably going to go right about there. And we need to go ahead and put the lines in. So plain and simple, it is going to be a line from here to there. And that is going to be road cargo. And I guess that is... God, I do not remember how any of this is done. Hink, or H-I-N-C-K-L-E-Y. So it's logs to planks, I guess, is how we kind of do that one. And then this one is going to be planks to tools right there. So we'll go ahead and just get that one done as well. Which I've just accidentally renamed exactly the same thing as the other one. So where is it? Right there. That's the one I'm looking for. Yeah. So we're going to rename you to be planks to tools. And that's okay. I don't know what color to go for on these. I'm guessing, let's just do bright red. Bright red is fine. And then we need to set up you, and this is going to be the delivery line. It doesn't need to be. We could have the same line sort of deliver, you know, back into the town, but this is apparently the way we're going to do it. And looking at that, I don't know if I want to do it that way. I feel like I'd almost rather do it on the other side of the road. I'm not going to lie. So let me just go ahead and do exactly that right there. Let me grab this line and we're going to move you to the other side of the road and see what that looks like. That is much better. Okay. So that's absolutely perfect. And this is going to be, I guess, tools delivery. And that's fine by me. So going up to it, we're looking for this one and it's going to be bright red as well. And now we just need to work out frequencies and rates and all of that good stuff. So we'll get a road depot and I think we'll just put it sort of right at this corner. Seems like a pretty decent little spot for it. So right about there. And I think just to start with, we'll go for something pretty basic. Now, I could have some of these trucks overlap in their functions and all that, but I'm not really going to bother. So we'll go for you guys. We'll get you in bright red. And we'll put you on, so this is logs to planks. And we'll actually let the game run while we're doing this. So logs to planks on that one. And then we'll go for another 10. Get them in bright red. And those are going to be planks to tools. Which, honestly, sending them out right now is probably pointless, but that's okay. And then we need the tools one. Now, the tools one is going to be just this guy right here. And we'll go for 10 of those as well. Also in bright red. And they are going to be that one right there. Okay. So that should give us some log production, which it absolutely has. We should see some plank production in no time at all. And we will eventually see tools production as well, which is kind of fantastic. So hopefully that's going to help this town grow just a little bit. And if it works out really well, we'll start bringing some tools from here up to the other towns as well. Now, what I do want to do is I want to have a look at frequencies and things like that. So sort by name, keep this pinned so I can always see it. And we're going to be looking at you, which we're going to pin. We're going to be looking at you, which we are also going to keep pinned. And we're going to look at you, which we are also going to keep pinned. Now, what I want to know is frequencies and rates. So, is it a 1-to-1 ratio across the board on this? It's going to be slightly tricky to tell because I have to click kind of around everything. 2 logs to 1 plank. And then, where's the town? What are we looking for in terms of the other ratio? 2 logs to 1 plank to 1 tool. Okay. So 2 logs to 1 plank. Now, this is actually kind of okay. It is about, 2 logs are coming in every, we're doing about 200 a year versus 100 planks. And then these guys have a rate of about 200 as well. So actually, we need less vehicles in the tool delivery line, which is probably fair enough. Or we can go the other way with that and duplicate the logs to planks, which is maybe a bit risky, but it's kind of what I'm thinking we're going to do anyway. We'll just duplicate everything else, get more logs going, get more planks going. So we're up to 399, which is fine. Then you guys, so that's 399. It is just going to be a case of duplicating all of you as well, I think. Which gives us 207. That's about okay. That's roughly okay. So that kind of works out. We'll see, what ends up, coming of that. We'll see if it works out. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, no harm done. But at least the trucks are moving at a pretty good pace and, we should get results relatively quickly. Now, speaking of trucks, I want to go up this way because I want to just check something. I am pretty sure, no longer have horses anywhere, but we still have these things. This thing has been operating for 58 years. Yeah, okay. Wow. That's got some length to it, huh? That's a little ridiculous, actually, that we have actually got a lot of those things still going around. I really need to upgrade like all of my vehicles, huh? Okay. Yeah, that's the thing I'm gonna have to do. I guess I just kind of hope that this works out, right? I hope this makes money. It does at least have people, right? There's actually people wanting on the train, even though there's no public transport around these towns. But that's all right. Let's have a little look here. Do we have planks being made yet? It doesn't look like it. Do we have anything being delivered? We do. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, you're making a delivery as well. Okay. I mean, that works out. So how much are we looking at for all of these logs? Gonna be a grand total of $61,000. Okay. And that should... Yeah, there's the planks getting made, which is fantastic news. Okay. Yeah, that's absolutely going to work out. Let's have a look at Thatcham, see how it's going in terms of passengers. Actually a pretty good number, wanting on the Northwestern line. And I got to be honest, I mean, let's have a look at this. Is that a Northwestern train? That is not a Northwestern train. Is that? That is not. Where are they? So, pin you for a second. So you're over here. Okay. So what kind of speeds are we looking at with this train? So 3.9 million right there. Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm almost tempted to swap out the Northwestern trains with, instead of every 19 minutes having like a 280 person train coming along, what if every 10 minutes we had like a 140 person train coming along? Basically what I'm saying is, I wonder if we should swap out these big trains for the little ones, even though they're considerably slower. Because I don't know if, like, this guy, if it hits 56 miles per hour, great, which it looks like it's going to do, but how much faster does it end up going than 56? 57, 58, 59. I mean, it's going to get, it's going to get there a bit, but how much faster, overall does it go? I guess considerably. That is until it gets stuck behind one of the other trains though, right? So I mean, it's doing 10 miles per hour over 11 now. Okay. It's making its point, I guess. It is a fair bit faster, I suppose. It might still be kind of cool to change it up a little bit and make it more frequent though. Move away from the big old train here and put one of the little guys in there. I don't know if it's worth doing, but I kind of want to. And as I've said many times, I do have the money to experiment with these things. So we might want to do that. We might want to experiment a little bit. No, that was not what I wanted. I wanted to close that. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea to just have some fun and, it's as people say, right? You around and you're going to find out.